Look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a man who is in absolute control of his reality? Or do you see a man who is slowly, day by day, letting the chaos of life erode his edges? Society sells you a very dangerous lie. They tell you that comfort is the goal. They tell you that letting yourself go, relaxing your standards, and just blending in is perfectly fine. But here is the paradox. The moment you stop maintaining your physical and mental baseline, you do not find freedom. You invite invisible chains. You are making a critical mistake if you think the way you groom, dress, and prepare yourself each morning is just a superficial detail. The truth is far deeper. There is a reason why the most powerful men in the world adhere to strict daily rituals of self-care. It has nothing to do with vanity. It has everything to do with psychological dominance. Today, we are going to explore 8 modern Stoic lessons that reveal the mighty reason why you must maintain yourself every single day. This is not about history. This is about the mechanics of modern power. Most men will click away because they cannot handle the mirror being held up to their laziness. But you are still here. That means you are ready for the hidden truth. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, what is the one morning habit you know you have been neglecting? Write it down. Claim it. Now let us begin. The modern man is under constant psychological attack. You are bombarded by distractions, endless notifications, and a culture that glorifies mediocrity. The problem is not that you lack potential. The problem is that your environment is designed to make you passive. When a man feels overwhelmed by his career, his relationships, or his finances, the very first thing he sacrifices is himself. He stops training. He stops grooming with intention. His space becomes messy. He justifies it by saying he is too busy or too stressed. But this is where the trap snaps shut. Your external environment and your physical presentation are not separate from your internal emotional state. They are a direct reflection of it. When you abandon your daily personal maintenance, you are sending a loud, undeniable signal to your subconscious mind. You are telling yourself that you are no longer worth the effort. This is the emotional entry point of failure. It starts with a skipped shave, a messy room, a neglected routine. Slowly, this physical entropy becomes mental entropy. Your emotional reactions become volatile. Your confidence fractures. You lose your firm grip on reality. To counteract this, we must look at the modern application of Stoic philosophy, not as a set of dead quotes from ancient emperors, but as a living, breathing operating system for the modern male mind. We must rebuild the fortress, starting with the very walls of your daily existence. Lesson 1. The architecture of self-respect. Weak men believe that taking time to maintain their physical appearance is a sign of arrogance or superficiality. They wear their lack of care as a badge of false authenticity. Let us destroy this myth right now. Your body and your presentation are the only physical vessels you have to navigate this reality. When you wake up and intentionally groom yourself, dress with purpose, and organize your immediate space, you are engaging in the most fundamental act of self-respect. It is a psychological anchor. Imagine a soldier going into battle with unpolished boots and a rusted weapon. His failure is guaranteed before the first shot is fired, not because his gear is dirty, but because his mindset is already compromised. Daily maintenance is the calibration of your weapon. It is the process of telling your brain that you matter. When you take care of the details, you are building the architecture of a strong character. This is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. He does not wait for external validation to look and feel sharp. He demands it of himself, for himself, every single morning. The entropy of the modern world is relentless. Entropy is the law of the universe that states everything naturally declines into disorder. Your house gets dusty, your muscles atrophy, your mind gets foggy. The second lesson of this philosophy is recognizing that daily maintenance is your daily war against entropy. If you do nothing, you decline. There is no neutral gear in life. You are either actively building order, or you are passively surrendering to chaos. When you view your morning routine, your grooming and your fitness through this lens, it changes everything. It is no longer a chore, it is an act of rebellion against the decay of life. By simply making your bed, taking a cold shower, and dressing well, you strike a blow against the chaos. You establish a perimeter of order around your mind. This perimeter acts as a psychological shield. When the unpredictable stresses of the day hit you, they bounce off this shield. You remain emotionally stable because you have already won the first battle of the day. A weak man lets entropy consume him. A strong man fights it every single day with relentless consistency. Lesson 3 focuses on the armor of routine. The mind is a highly reactive machine. If you give it too many choices in the morning, it will burn through its cognitive energy before you even step out the door. The elite understand that a strict daily maintenance routine is not a restriction. It is ultimate freedom. By automating your personal care, you remove decision fatigue. You do not wake up and ask yourself if you feel like looking sharp today. You simply execute the protocol. This automation acts as armor. Think of it as a psychological exoskeleton. On days when your motivation is completely zero, when you feel defeated or exhausted, your routine carries you. You go through the motions of your physical upkeep, and a strange thing happens. The physical actions begin to drag the mind out of the gutter. You act your way into a new way of thinking. Weak men rely on motivation to take care of themselves. When they feel sad, they look sad. When they feel chaotic, they look chaotic. But this is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. His external baseline never drops, regardless of the internal storm. His routine is his unbreakable armor. Let us talk about the myth of the busy man. You hear this all the time. Men saying they are simply too busy grinding for success to worry about their daily personal care. This is a profound delusion. Lesson 4 teaches us that the micro dictates the macro. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you are willing to cut corners on your own hygiene, your fitness, or the cleanliness of your environment, you will inevitably cut corners in your business, your relationships, and your moral character. You cannot compartmentalize discipline. The man who is meticulous about the state of his mind and body brings that exact same, sharp, piercing focus to his work. When you neglect yourself for the sake of the grind, you are dulling the very blade you need to cut through the obstacles in your path. Taking 20 minutes to physically and mentally calibrate yourself is not lost time. It is an investment that multiplies your efficiency for the next 12 hours. You must reject the false glory of the burned out, unkempt martyr. True power lies in total mastery over every detail of your existence, starting with your own reflection. Lesson 5 is the principle of emotional hygiene. We talk often about physical grooming, but what about the dirt that accumulates in your mind? Every day you pick up psychological debris, a frustrating email, a disrespectful comment, a lingering anxiety about the future. If you do not actively wash this away, it builds up and turns into chronic stress and anger. Stoicism demands a daily clearing of the mental slate. This is the unseen part of taking care of yourself. Just as you brush your teeth, you must audit your thoughts. Take 10 minutes every evening to sit in absolute silence. Examine the emotions you felt during the day. Acknowledge them, and then detach from them. Ask yourself, did I act with honor today? Did I let someone else control my emotional state? This daily mental review prevents the buildup of toxic emotional residue. Men who ignore emotional hygiene become reactive, explosive, and weak. They are slaves to their impulses. But the man who scrubs his mind clean every single night wakes up untouchable. He operates from a place of cold, calculating clarity. This daily mental reset is a non-negotiable habit of the elite. We arrive at Lesson 6, the concept of the immovable center. Life is going to test you. Markets crash. Relationships end. People betray you. These are the external variables that you cannot control. The core of our philosophy is realizing that while the world spins out of control, you must remain the immovable center. Your daily personal maintenance is the physical manifestation of this Stoic principle. When a crisis hits, the weak man abandons his routines. He stops sleeping, he stops eating right, He lets his physical appearance degrade. He allows the external chaos to infiltrate his internal fortress. But this is exactly when the strong man doubles down on his self-care. He realizes that when everything else is falling apart, his daily disciplines are the only things he truly owns. By forcing himself to shave, to train, to maintain his sharp appearance during a storm, he sends a powerful message to his own brain. He says, "The world may be burning, but I am still in charge of me." This creates an aura of invincibility. People look at a man who maintains his composure and his standards during a crisis, and they see a leader. They see a force of nature. Lesson 7 destroys the need for external validation. Why do you groom yourself? Why do you build a strong physique? The average man does it to impress women, to intimidate other men, or to seek approval from society. This is a fragile foundation. The moment the applause stops, his discipline collapses. The Stoic approach is entirely different. You maintain yourself out of reverence for your own potential. You do it because it is the right thing to do. You dress well and maintain a sharp physical standard, even if you are spending the entire day completely alone. This is a profound shift in psychology. When you detach your self-care from the opinions of others, you become truly free. You are no longer a dancing monkey performing for the crowd. You are a king maintaining his own kingdom. The mirror is no longer a tool to guess what others will think of you. It is a tool for self-assessment. You look in the mirror to ensure you are meeting your own elite standards. This internal locus of control is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. His power comes from within, and therefore nobody can ever take it away. There is a silent communication that happens every time you walk into a room. Before you even open your mouth, your physical presence has already spoken volumes. Lesson 8 is mastering this silent language. The way you maintain yourself broadcasts your psychological baseline to the world. If you look unkempt, slouched and careless, you are subconsciously telling the world to treat you poorly. You are inviting disrespect. But when you are impeccably maintained, when your posture is rigid, your grooming is precise, and your gaze is steady, you project an aura of competence and danger. You signal that you are a man of high standards, a man who pays attention to details. This deters predators and attracts allies. People instinctively defer to a man who looks like he has his life in absolute order. You do not have to be the loudest guy in the room. In fact, true Stoic power is quiet. It is the quiet confidence of a man who knows he has conquered himself that morning. By mastering your daily maintenance, you manipulate the psychology of everyone around you without saying a single word. You command respect simply by existing. Let us dive deeper into the biology of self-discipline. Every time you complete a task that requires effort, no matter how small, your brain releases dopamine. This is the reward molecule. Weak men get their dopamine from cheap, passive sources like scrolling through social media or consuming junk food. This destroys their drive. The elite man engineers his morning routine to generate high-quality, effort-based dopamine. When you wake up, make your bed perfectly, groom yourself meticulously, and complete your physical training, you are stacking small wins. You are literally hacking your neurochemistry. By the time you step out of your house, your brain is flooded with the chemical signature of victory. You feel aggressive, focused, and ready to dominate. This is why daily maintenance is not just philosophical, it is biological warfare. You are priming your nervous system for success. You are building momentum. The man who skips these steps starts his day with a dopamine deficit. He is playing catch-up all day long. This biological calibration is a secret weapon that the top 1% use to stay relentlessly driven. Consider the concept of the future self. Most men live entirely in the present moment, driven by immediate gratification. They do not want to put in the effort today because the reward seems too far away. Lesson 9 is about building an unbreakable alliance with your future self. Every act of daily maintenance is a gift to the man you will be tomorrow. When you meticulously organize your workspace at the end of the day, you are making life easier for your future self. When you take care of your skin, your teeth, and your physical health, you are protecting the older version of you from pain and degradation. This requires a high level of intellectual maturity. It requires you to step outside of your immediate desires and act with long-term vision. Weak men betray their future selves constantly. They leave messes for tomorrow. They let their health decay for brief moments of pleasure today. But this is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. He views his timeline as a single continuum. He accepts the burden of discipline today so that he can possess power and freedom tomorrow. His daily self-care is a sacred pact with his own destiny. We must also address the illusion of perfection. Some men hear about extreme discipline, and they paralyze themselves trying to be flawless. They think if they miss one step in their routine, the whole day is ruined. This is a fragile, neurotic mindset. True Stoicism is robust. Lesson 10 teaches us the principle of rapid recovery. You are human. There will be days when the chaos overwhelms you. There will be mornings when you oversleep, or when you are physically ill. The mark of a truly powerful man is not that he never falls, but how fast he recovers his baseline. If your morning routine falls apart, you do not abandon the whole day. You draw a line in the sand at that exact moment. You wash your face, you recalibrate your posture, and you dominate the afternoon. You practice micro-maintenance. A strong man does not need perfect conditions to execute his standards. He adapts. He finds the smallest action he can take to restore order, and he takes it instantly. Perfection is a trap for the ego. Consistency and rapid recovery are the true tools of the intellectual elite. Lesson 11 focuses on the elimination of microstressors. Life is heavy enough without you adding unnecessary friction to it. Think about the annoyance of trying to find your keys in a messy room, or wearing clothes that do not fit right, or dealing with the discomfort of a neglected body. These are microstressors. Individually, they seem harmless, but collectively, they drain a massive amount of your cognitive bandwidth. Your daily maintenance routine is a systematic process of eliminating these microstressors. By keeping your environment organized and your physical vessel optimized, you remove friction from your life. Your mind becomes clear and uncluttered. You free up mental RAM. This newly available cognitive power can now be directed toward your massive goals, your business, and your intellectual growth. Weak men are constantly swatting away the annoying insects of their own disorganization. Strong men exterminate the insects at the source. They create a frictionless baseline through rigorous daily care, allowing them to operate at a level of genius that the average man cannot even comprehend. Let us explore the profound connection between physical posture and mental dominance. Your mind and body are part of a single continuous feedback loop. If you are feeling defeated, your shoulders will slump and your head will drop. But the Stoic secret is that this loop works in reverse as well. Lesson 12 is the conscious control of your physical carriage. Part of your daily maintenance is not just what you wear, but how you wear your body. Standing tall, keeping your chest open, and maintaining eye contact are not just social tricks. They are physiological commands to your own brain. When you force your body into a posture of dominance and confidence, your endocrine system responds, your testosterone levels optimize, and your cortisol levels drop. You literally manufacture chemical confidence through physical discipline. Throughout the day, a strong man constantly audits his posture. He does not allow himself to shrink into his chair. He occupies space. He maintains the physical architecture of a leader. This simple daily practice transforms your internal psychology and forces the world to yield to your presence. The concept of respect is highly misunderstood. Men want respect from their peers, from women, and from society, but they demand it without earning it. Lesson 13 is the harsh reality that you cannot extract respect from the world if you do not respect yourself first. And self-respect is not a feeling, it is a verb. It is an action. Your daily grooming, your fitness, your discipline. These are the physical manifestations of self-respect. Imagine walking into a bank to ask for $1 million loan, but you are wearing dirty clothes and smell of alcohol. They will laugh you out of the building. Life is the exact same way. If you want the world to grant you power, influence, and high-value opportunities, you must look like a man who can handle them. You must look like $1,000,000, not in the price of your clothes, but in the crisp, sharp execution of your personal standards. When you take care of yourself every day, you are proving to the universe that you are capable of managing greater responsibility. This is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. He proves his worth through his daily actions, long before he asks for the reward. Lesson 14 delves into the psychology of the transition phase, the space between sleep and waking, or the space between work and home. These are the danger zones where weak men lose control of their minds. A strict daily maintenance routine acts as a psychological airlock. When you wake up, your routine transitions you from the chaotic world of dreams into the structured world of reality. When you finish work, a secondary routine, perhaps a workout or a specific grooming habit, transitions you out of the stressful work mindset and into a calm, centered state for your evening. These rituals signal to your brain that the context has changed. Without these rituals, your stress bleeds into your rest, and your lethargy bleeds into your work. You become a blurry, ineffective version of yourself. The elite use daily maintenance to create sharp, distinct boundaries in their day. They switch their mindsets on and off with lethal precision. They are never caught lingering in the grey area. They use their physical habits to lock their mental state into exactly what the present moment requires. There is a profound Stoic idea about the dichotomy of control. You must fiercely separate what you can control from what you cannot. The economy, the weather, the opinions of other people. These are completely out of your hands. Worrying about them is a waste of your vital life force. Lesson 15 is the realization that your daily personal maintenance is the ultimate domain of absolute control. No matter how chaotic your life gets, no one can stop you from taking a shower, styling your hair, organizing your desk, and doing 100 push-ups. In a world that constantly tries to strip you of your agency, your daily routine is your sovereign territory. By focusing intensely on this sphere of control, you train your mind to stop panicking about the uncontrollable. You redirect your anxiety into productive physical action. This is the alchemy of Stoicism, turning fear into discipline. When a weak man feels out of control, he panics and consumes distractions. When a strong man feels the chaos rising, he retreats to his baseline. He cleans his room, he sharpens his appearance, and he reclaims his power over the immediate physical world. Lesson 16 explores the concept of the sharp blade. A knife that sits in a drawer unused will eventually dull and rust. A man's mind and spirit follow the same rule. Your daily maintenance is the whetstone. Every time you force yourself to do the things you do not want to do, like waking up early, maintaining your diet, or adhering to a strict grooming standard, you are sharpening the blade of your will. This daily friction is necessary. If you make your life too comfortable, if you abandon your disciplines, you lose your edge. You become soft, compliant, and easily manipulated by a society that feeds on the weak. The elite understand that they must artificially introduce friction into their daily lives to remain dangerous. Taking care of yourself to an elite standard is difficult. It requires effort, time, and sacrifice. But that is exactly the point. The difficulty is the value. By willingly enduring the minor discomfort of extreme discipline every day, you inoculate yourself against the major sufferings of life. You stay sharp, lethal, and ready for whatever the world throws at you. Let us talk about the legacy of your daily actions. Lesson 17 is the principle of compounding power. Weak men overestimate what they can achieve in a day and wildly underestimate what they can achieve in a year of relentless consistency. Your daily personal maintenance is not an isolated event. It is a compounding asset. The man who takes care of his physical appearance, his health, and his mental state every single day for 5 years does not just look slightly better. He operates on a completely different frequency of reality. His confidence is impenetrable. His aura is magnetic. His capacity for stress is superhuman. This level of power cannot be bought, and it cannot be hacked. It can only be built brick by brick, day by day, through silent, unglamorous repetition. The daily rituals you perform today are the foundation of the empire you will rule tomorrow. This is what distinguishes a strong man from the rest. He possesses the patience to endure the daily grind, knowing that the mathematics of consistency will eventually make him unstoppable. He plays the long game. Lesson 18 is the realization that you are your own greatest project. Men spend years building businesses, fixing cars, or renovating houses, but they let their own bodies and minds fall into disrepair. This is the ultimate tragic irony. What good is wealth or status if the vessel experiencing it is broken and miserable? You are the primary asset. Everything else in your life flows from your physical and mental vitality. Taking care of yourself every day is the most profitable investment you will ever make. It enhances your cognitive function, extends your active lifespan, and deepens your capacity for joy and resilience. You must view yourself as a masterpiece in perpetual progress. You are the sculptor and the stone. Every choice you make in your daily maintenance either chips away a flaw or adds a layer of strength. Do not reserve your best efforts for your boss, your clients, or your digital avatar. Give your best effort to the man in the mirror. When you elevate the quality of the instrument, the music of your life naturally becomes profound. The final lesson is the embrace of total ownership. There are no excuses left. Your genetics, your upbringing, or your current circumstances do not exempt you from the responsibility of daily maintenance. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to force you to be great. If you choose to be sloppy, reactive, and weak, that is entirely on you. But if you choose to adopt these Stoic principles, to forge your body and mind through daily discipline, the rewards are absolute. You will walk through life with a quiet, terrifying confidence. You will become a pillar of stability in a world of fragile men. Taking care of yourself every day is the ultimate declaration of independence. It is you telling the universe that you are the master of your fate. Do not let another day pass in a haze of comfortable mediocrity. Wake up, calibrate your mind, groom your vessel, organize your reality. Step into the arena as a man who is fully prepared for the brutal, beautiful reality of life. The choice is yours, and yours alone. We have reached the end of the psychological blueprint. You now understand the mighty reason why daily personal maintenance is the foundation of male power. It is not about looking pretty. It is about building an impenetrable fortress of discipline, emotional control, and intellectual superiority. You are the architect of your reality, and every single day you are either building up your power or letting entropy tear it down. The main takeaway is this. Your internal strength is directly mirrored by your external standards. Never lower your baseline for a world that wants you to be weak. Embrace the friction, maintain the vessel, and watch as you naturally rise above the 99% of men who choose the path of comfort. If this hits you exactly where you needed it, if you felt the shift in your mindset, then you are part of the elite few who are ready to do the work. Hit the like button to solidify your commitment. Subscribe to join a brotherhood of men who refuse to settle for mediocrity. And before you leave, I want you to answer this in the comments. What is the very first thing you are going to change about your morning routine tomorrow? Write it down. Make it real. Stay strong, stay sharp, and I will see you in the next one.